so much hype, and I love my industry. I love a lot of the people in it, but unfortunately, let's keep it real. The industry is really designed to kind of capitalize on people's fears and insecurities and how to figure out new ways to market products that seem new, that aren't really that new, and to market ingredients that are very trendy, that people will think, oh my god, this is it. I need this. I need the moon dust landing cream. I need the Einstein eye gel. Hello beautiful, thank you so much for being here, and if you are new, welcome, and if you love this info, please subscribe. I'm Cody Montarbo, the founder of Montarbo Skincare, always here to help you have the most healthy, glowing, and gorgeous skin. And in today's video, I'm doing a follow-up video on the 2 things that you need to know if you are 50 plus and trying to get your skin more youthful looking. So I am creating a series from that last video where I highlighted Natalie, the beauty diva, the most amazing woman on YouTube. And so today I've been trying to think of how I'm gonna do this video and the series, and I've been praying for inspiration, like how can I start them off for success? That is my goal. It's like to not just give you the 5 things that you need to do, which I'm gonna break down into each video for those topics that I mentioned, like dehydration, sagging, discoloration, and melasma, that lack of youthful glow. I'm gonna go through all of those things in future videos in a series, but today I wanna talk to you about the 2 things that you need to know as we start this process together, so that by the time I'm done with you, you're not only gonna have that type of skin that you want, that you're happy with, but you're also going to really know that, hey, you know what, I am well informed, I know what works, what doesn't work, and how to treat my skin so I don't get confused or frustrated or caught in the hype that the skincare industry often does and promote, and to market ingredients that are very trendy, that people will think, oh my god, this is it, I need this, I need the moon dust landing cream. So the first thing you need to know is that unfortunately today, that our industry is so filled with so much copywriting and wordsmithing and marketing that is designed to think of clever ways to make consumers believe that they have found a miracle, or they have found a miracle ingredient. And the truth is, there is no miracle, and skincare can only do so much. So that is the most frustrating thing about my industry, and I'm probably being a bitchy, bitter queen here, but the issue I have is this, is that I've been doing this so long, and I've heard it all, I have said it all. I have not always been this person. I used to just hype people up and sell them, and that's why I'm so conscious about that, especially when I was on drugs and a drug addict and homeless and, you know, trying to hustle and make some money and stuff. You know, you do things that compromise your integrity, and today I'm just super vigilant about making sure that before I review a product, before I talk about a product, before I do anything, I try to be as conscious as possible, as kind as possible, because that's what I would want from you. That's what I think a great salesperson is. I think that's what makes a great person, is somebody who's just willing to share it all, so that you're not like kind of bamboozled into making a decision. Unfortunately, the industry spends a lot of time and money marketing products in such a way that makes you believe that you found the Holy Grail. And the truth is, there is no miracle out there. And so reading the label of a product is no longer sufficient. You cannot read a label and ingredient list anymore to know if it's really gonna work. And I know that might sound strange. There's so much that goes into a product and how it's made and how it's gonna deliver those active ingredients into the skin, that it's not enough to just look at the back of a label and go, this is good, this is bad. Of course, you can look at a label and think, okay, I don't want perfume, I don't want this paraben, I don't want that, that's fine. But looking at a label at the department store and saying, oh, that's good or bad, is much like going to a restaurant and looking at the menu and saying the food is good without trying it. That's the issue. The issue is that you have to experience it. You have to try it. You have to be a person that wants to test things for yourself. And as you know, with any area of life, many things, including product reviews, movie reviews, book reviews, say they're amazing, and then you experience it and you don't have the same result or experience because, one, of your baseline, where you're starting, your perception, your beliefs, your thoughts, what you like, what you don't like, your preferences. So that's the same that's true of skincare. So make sure that when you are out there at the department store, at Target, Walmart, wherever you're at, that you can't just look at the front of the bottle that says, oh, contains this active agent of vitamin C or ceramides or peptides or whatever. That's going to be enough, because I experience this in the professional side of my industry. They use even more clever ways to market their products because professionals are very skeptical. And so we hear it all, I've heard it all, and I'm really kind of tired of it. They try to bamboozle people with this science and the research and how things are different. Of course, I love science and research, and it is valid and necessary in our life, but in the skincare industry, because a lot of the ingredients that are now used today were actually coming from the pharmaceutical side or the research of medicine. That's a lot of ingredients that are now in skincare. They use that they piggyback off of that research and then really kind of hype you up with the research of sounding like their product, their ingredient, their unique formulation process is so unique and so advanced and so special that it makes the consumer purchase that product. That's what it's designed for. So you just need to know that I want you to think of when you read labels, when you look at new skincare, or you're possibly thinking of buying skincare, that having an opinion about the product, whether it's going to work or not, is, like I've said before, no different than knowing if the food in a new restaurant that you walk by because it looks good, it's going to taste good. You don't know what goes into that food. You don't know what goes into that recipe. So the same is true of all formulation in skincare. So think of formulation as a restaurant and a cook. Okay, where he gets those ingredients, are they natural? Are they organic? What spices? How long was it simmered for? How was it sauteed? All of those things are similar to the formulation process of skincare. So the product has to have it has to be stabilized, the pH has to matter, the vehicles that they use also matter so that the product can penetrate into the skin, and a lot of products don't actually get into the deeper layers of the skin, but then it's promoted as being, oh, it's going to build collagen. Okay, first of all, collagen in a product isn't going to do anything but moisturize the skin. It can't stimulate collagen in your own production. If it could, I would be using it and I would be telling you about it. The molecular structure is not the same, it's too big. So also, but that makes people think, oh, it's got collagen and elastin in there, it's going to build my collagen and elastin. It's like, come on, it's not going to do that. So we have to just peel back the curtain a little bit and understand that we have to understand the physiology of skin, and that skincare is really limited in a lot of ways, and the claims that they make about skincare are really about trying to hypnotize you into thinking that this secret thing, this product, this ingredient is special. Depending on where you purchase the skincare, you have to understand that things that are typically more expensive aren't necessarily better, and things that are cheaper aren't necessarily worse. That you never know really until you try something and what works for you, and I think that's what's really important, is to know what works for you. What works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you, right? So a lot of people like natural and organic, and that's great. I love that and I commend that. But what people don't realize is a lot of things that are considered natural are actually synthetic now, and they're engineered in a lab, and so they're synthesized in such a way where they take out all of the impurities out of a plant and they use that one special ingredient, like salicylic acid, for instance, which is now synthetic, and then they still call it natural. And so that's part of marketing in the skincare industry and formulation process. And so it's not enough to have the active agent in there, and you also have to have the other components that go with that, which is how it was cooked and the temperature that it was used. Is it stabilized so that it won't break down? And what type of container is it in? Because the container also matters for stability, and what kind of vehicles and what kind of other fatty chain acid molecules are also in there so that it actually penetrates the skin. These things are what make skincare so expensive and so confusing. So I don't know if I've lost you, but I just wanted to shine a light on that. I want to set you up for success by building the foundation of all of the information you need to know from A to B, so that before you get to just the technical stuff and the application and how they use products, which I'm going to go into, you know, wow, there's a lot that goes into this that I didn't know about, or that I need to be more conscious of, so that I am not thinking that just because a product says it contains vitamin C, it's like, well, what kind of vitamin C? There's like 12 forms. How is it stabilized? What vehicle is it using? Is it water soluble? Because vitamin C is water soluble. Are they putting a fatty chain molecule with it so that it penetrates into the skin? What's the percentage of it? Is it stabilized so that it doesn't go rancid? Is there a perfume and fragrance in that vitamin C so that it smells like vitamin C? And they do is they manipulate the molecule and use something else with it so that it doesn't turn color on you, but it all is oxidizing. So it's a little manipulation that they use in cosmetic compounding to make you think, oh, this formula is better because it didn't get yellow, but the last one got yellow so it didn't work, and that's not necessarily true, okay? So anyway, so that's number one. The next thing is this. My dear, I am not perfect. I am far from perfect. I do a lot of things that are not perfect, and that I'm not here to sit on a soapbox. I tell all my clients, my dear, you can put all the expensive creams on your face as much as you want and do all of this stuff to spend all of this money to help your skin to appear more youthful looking. But if you don't take care of your health, and if you don't eat cleanly, then it's going to catch up to you, and it's going to manifest itself in acne, melasma, wrinkles, dehydration, and all the things that I've talked about. What you put into your body matters, and aging is a cellular breakdown. The cells die, right? So they regenerate, and then after a certain while they stop regenerating, okay? And so if you don't put into your body some love and some nourishment and nutrients consistently over a long period of time, a compounding effect will occur, and that often will manifest in all kinds of skin issues. Think of diabetes. Diabetes is a great example. A terrible disease to have. I have a lot of clients that have that, and their skin is different. It's sensitive, it's easily traumatized, and they often have discoloration. Their skin doesn't look very, very youthful looking, because the organ, diabetes affects all the organs, and disease is often driven by inflammation. So melasma is an inflammation issue, and acne is an inflammation issue. And so if you eat a lot of sugar and things that cause congestion in you and disrupt your microbiome, your gut, your flora, and you don't consciously try to eat better, then it doesn't matter how much stuff you put on your face, because that's going to catch up to you later. It's going to show in your skin. I know when I eat like crap, and I've been doing really well for the last 90 days, but my partner and I actually ate carbs for the first time after 3 months, because we've been on the keto diet, which I'm going to be doing a review of this diet lifestyle in the future. I'm not promoting it, but it's really worked for my partner and I. I'm down 25 pounds, he's down like 35, and it's been helpful for us. But I know it doesn't resonate with everyone. You do eat meat, a lot of fat, and some people are don't want to do that, and that's fine. But we ate a pizza at CPK, and they told us it was just cauliflower flour. There was no carbs in it, there was no wheat, no gluten, nothing. Well, anyway, we ate the pizza, and after 90 days of 20% a day in carbs, we went from hundreds to 20. Well, come to find out, first of all, we ate the pizza, and I was lethargic. It felt like I had quicksand in my limbs and my legs, and I had to take a nap. And then Nate was like, I don't feel good either. We instantly got gassy and bloaty, and then we come to find out there was all these other starches in there, rice flour, tapioca flour, and it was like 90 to 100 grams of carbs that we ate in one sitting for lunch. And then, so of course, because I'm the way I am, which is a kind of an addict, I went and had a Snickers, and then I had an ice cream, because I figured, well, I fell off the wagon, girl, I might as well just make up for it. And I ate the ice cream, and I'll tell you what, it tasted different. It wasn't what I remember. It was almost too sweet, but of course I finished it. And girl, the next day I was a mess. I felt hungover. I felt like I drank all night and was like hung over, and just like I couldn't move, and I wasn't excited, and we had guests over, and I just was like really feeling it. It was the first time where I realized, no, I don't want to eat like that. I'd rather feel good. Even if I'm giving up certain things, I'm gaining so much more. So my point to all of that is that to remember that we want to live a long, healthy life as much as possible. And we're not here to be perfect, but we're here to do the best that we can. And how we eat, what we put into our body really does make a difference. And it might not make a difference today, but it will make a difference at some point. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And diabetes is a great example. I have a friend who's a diabetic type 2, and he has totally transformed his life and his diet, and now he's on the medication. And so that's a sign that, like, wow, food affects you in so many ways. So just be mindful of your sugar. If you're sensitive to dairy, be mindful of that. Try to eat a lot of greens, be mindful of the meat consumption, and eat good healthy fats. Eat foods that are nourishing, eat foods that are seasonal, eat foods that aren't high in carbs or anything that turns to sugar or spikes your insulin. That's also really important. Like, I was eating a bowl of oatmeal every morning and thinking I was, being really healthy, then washing it down with the green juice and then eating a yogurt. Well, before I left the house at noon, I've already eaten, probably 30 grams of sugar, and all of that carb also turns into sugar, and I would at 12 or 2 be just exhausted and ready for a nap. And now that I haven't done that, I feel amazing. I feel like my body's running on actual food and nourishment. So anyway, the first thing is to just be aware of marketing, to be aware of cosmetic ingredients and formulation, and that you have to learn to just test everything and to be your own experimenter, and to go and lean on the companies that you trust, that that are out there with integrity, that are really trying to be honest to guide you in the right direction with their research and their science and their active formulation. And then also, just 2 is to be mindful of your diet, what you put into your body. And then if you have that information and you also are being more aware of what you put into your body and you're being healthier, the steps that I teach you next, the 5 things that I'm going to teach you, are really going to be very helpful and transform you in such a way, because you're not only going to look good, but you're going to feel good, and you're going to know that you have the knowledge that you need to make very smart and intelligent decisions, and you're going to be able to save a lot of money too. If you have any questions about today's video, if you're confused, if I've overwhelmed you, just let me know. If you love this info, please subscribe, and I will see you really soon in a new video. And don't forget to always stay gorgeous.